Good morning. A very warm welcome to all those who are listening. I am a teacher working in the Sultanate of Oman. 3 years ago, an exhibition was held in my school. I would like to show you the things which I had displayed there at that time. Today, we all know that India is a sovereign democratic republic. But how did India become a sovereign democratic republic? And how long has India been a sovereign democratic republic? And what is the history of post-independent India? These things are explained in this video. You see the preamble of the Indian Constitution. It says that India is a sovereign democratic republic. Our country is a secular country where the state has no religion. The Indian Independence Bill, which covers the independent nations of India and Pakistan out from the Indian peninsula, comes into force at the stroke of midnight. The long-awaited agreement ended 200 years of British rule and was hailed by Indian independence leader Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi as the noblest act of the British nation. Hope that you will be overwhelmingly impressed by the way the newspapers reported how India won independence. As we all know, India became independent in 1947. The Constituent Assembly formed a drafting committee for drafting Constitution of India. The Constituent Drafting Committee submitted the final draft of the Indian Constitution to the Constituent Assembly on 26th November 1949. You can watch a special video on this from my channel. It's about teaching civics in class 8. Please watch the video so that you will get a better idea about how the Constitution Drafting Committee worked and all. As you know, here you see Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of the Indian Constitution. He was the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. There were many other members in it, like Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyengar, Keithan, Muhammad Saadullah, and others. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is known as the architect of modern India. He introduced five-year plans which helped the Indian economy flourish well in primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors equally. Nehru's foreign policy involvement in non-aligned movement as his pioneer leader made him acceptable as a world leader. He was not just a politician but a statesman. Here you can see how India's political map changed since independence. Emergency, which was declared in 1975, was a turning point in the history of post-independent India. Mrs. Gandhi seemed to get a hang of things with a resounding victory over Pakistan in 1971, bursting the Pokhran bomb and supporting the Green Revolution. However, her past karma caught up with her. The Allahabad High Court nullified the election of Indira Gandhi over a drifting issue of having slightly high rostrum during a rally and prevented her from standing in elections for a while. The lady got angry and put India through a very bleak state that got the outsiders to assume that the democracy was over. Fortunately, it was not. She declared emergency in 1975. She was voted out in the general election which was held in 1977. The hodgepodge of left and right won 345 of the 543 seats before they could celebrate. Their internal rivalries got the best of them and the coalition collapsed. This is how the Indian media reported declaring emergency by Mrs. Gandhi. You can read more about the emergency in so many books. Some of them include books written by P. Ender and P.C. Alexander. In 1996, I was a student in pre-degree class. That is equal to our +1 +2 system now. My economic professor, P.C. Appukutamara, asked about the first non-Congress government when I was in my pre-degree class. Yes, let me talk about it now. The first non-Congress government came to power in 1977 with Sri Morarji Desai as the Prime Minister. Till 1991, we were following a non-aligned economic policy. Our economy was a mixed economy. But from 1991 onwards, the year in which P.V. Narasimha Rao became the Prime Minister and the later Prime Minister, Manmohan Singh was the Finance Minister. In 1991, Congress-led coalition government. From then onwards, from 1991 onwards, things started changing. So it was quite clear that things are going to change when Dr. Manmohan Singh presented the first budget in the Indian Parliament. This is how he started his budget speech. He quoted Victor Hugo. There is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. So from here onwards, we are going to discuss about a different kind of Indian politics. That means things started changing from 1991 onwards. It was a period of economic reforms. The party which rules India now, was formed in April 1980. It sadly formed the Bharatiya Janasangh. The Bharatiya Janasangh was formed in 1951. It had come to power at the center for the first time in 1996. Earlier, some of its leaders had become ministers in Morarji Desai government. It came back to power in 1998 and continued in power till 2004. Within these 6 years, from 1998 to 2004, one more general election was held, and the year in which it was held was 1999. Now you see the current president, Ramnath Govind. The Bharatiya Janata Party alone won 282 seats in 2014 general election. It won 303 seats in 2019 general election. So what you see in this map is the constituencies which were won by the Bharatiya Janata Party in 2014. Here you can see the Lok Sabha election results from 1951-52. The first election was held in the later months of 1951 and early months of 1952. So from the first general election to the last one, 1951 to 52 to 2019 general election, which party came to power and how many members were there in the parliament, not in the parliament, in the Lok Sabha. How many members were there in the Lok Sabha during the tenure of different Lok Sabhas? All those things can be understood from here. In India, elections are conducted by Election Commission. You can see Sukumar Sen, the first Chief Election Commissioner of India. And this is Sunil Arora, the current Chief Election Commissioner of India. You see people waiting with their voter identity cards in front of polling stations to cast the votes, and you see the symbols of different political parties in India. Indian government has three organs: legislature, that includes Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and executive, that includes president as the nominal head, prime minister and council of ministers. Judiciary, it ensures justice for all. The highest court in India is the Supreme Court of India. You see the Indian Parliament, originally called the House of Parliament. It was designed by British architect Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker in 1912 and 1913, and construction began in 1921 and it ended in 1927. I have already read out the names of the chief architects of the Indian Parliament. You can see them here now. You can see the executive of the Indian government. On the top, you can see the current cabinet of the Union government. Below, you see the cabinet of P.V. Narasimha Rao. His government ruled over India for a period of 5 years starting from 1991. This is the cabinet of Mrs. Gandhi, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. She became the prime minister for the first time in 1966. She lost power in 1977 but came back to power in 1980, and unfortunately she was killed in 1984.
Hi everybody! Let's sing an Independence Day song! Happy Independence Day! Happy Independence Day! Happy Independence Day for all Indians! Happy Independence Day! Happy Independence Day! Happy Independence Day for all Indians! We are Indians bold and free. We are Indians brave and bright. We are Indians strong and safe. We are proud to be the Indian. We are Indians bold and free. We are Indians brave and bright.